Okay.
So I guess, I would like to make a little statement about how racism is dumb.
And how Trump's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Somebody should kick his teeth in.
Yeah, Trump's a douchebag. Racism is dumb.
Yeah.
And it really
And
is.
fuck cops.
Yeah,
and fuck Trump.
Yeah. I mean, it's rooted in the system, too.
Yeah.
It's not just people, oh, you're black, I hate you.
Yeah.
Nah, there's laws that were made.
Yeah.
That, fuck with people. And then now cops are killing people still, so.
And people are complaining about store windows getting broken.
Yeah.
It's like,
Stop.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Maybe have cops stop killing people.
Yeah. That's a good start.
Dingus and Dongus
Debacle.
EP-04.
So, this episode is focused around black creators. What episode is this? 4?
That sounds like the right number.
Okay. We're on episode 4. The comic we went with this time was The Banks, out on TKO, which I haven't read much from TKO.
Yeah, I think they're a fairly new publication. From what I can tell, they it's a lot of short six issue runs by just whoever, by indie guys. I know Jeff Lemire has a book out on TKO that's supposed to be really good. I've just heard a lot of good things about TKO in general.
This one was written by Roxane Gay and art by Ming Doyle.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of the book is generational professional thieves.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It's a grandma, a mom, and a daughter.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
And I was
3
hoping
generations.
when I first went over the premise of it, I was hoping it would be more of a focus on those 3, and it's just constant heists and all of the fun adventures that come with heist stories. But it turned out to be a little bit different. There's still heists and stuff, but
it's more of a story about their family dynamic.
That's exactly. Yeah. And how the father started it, or the grandfather, I guess.
Yeah.
And fell in love with the grandma, and then passed the trade on while he got hosed.
Yeah.
Basically, the writing, or the dialogue, I should say specifically, was stiff.
You thought it was stiff?
I thought it was a little stiff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interactions, especially in the earlier issues, that didn't feel natural.
Yeah.
The wording didn't feel like how people talk.
Okay. Yeah, I can see a little of that. But, I don't know. Overall, though, she did a really good job just, building these characters.
Absolutely, yeah.
I particularly liked the grandma.
Me too!
She is so awesome because she's constantly complaining. And at one point, she had a "I'm too old for this shit" moment, which won me over immediately.
She's just a sassy old lady.
Yeah, she is fucking awesome. And another thing I like to point out is there's a lot of diversity going on within this particular book, but it's done in a way where it doesn't flaunt it, where it's hey, look at this.
Yeah, no, it's just in it.
Yeah, it's just because that's real life.
That's life, exactly.
It's presenting diversity in real life, as it should be. I know with Marvel when they did that, I don't know. I don't know if it was Marvel Now or whatever. Fresh Start, I think it was Marvel Now, where they were introducing a lot of diversity in the comics, and a lot of it I felt fine, but it was done in a really cringy way where they would bring attention to, hey, look, Thor's a female now, and I think there's one moment where it's she was fighting a female villain and decided to stop because they're both female and they don't need to do this right now.
Okay.
I was like, it's not realistic.
Right. And well, one interesting thing that I didn't really understand. Well, the book moves kind of quick anyway.
Yeah.
But there was, for the daughter, she was born from a mother who's gay, who decided to get pregnant somehow, they don't explain it, by a gay man.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't really, and they both wanted kids. That's why they
Right.
decided to do this dynamic, and it worked for them, and it sounds fine.
Right.
But where was he? Like, he obviously wanted a kid, but he wasn't in
Yeah,
the story at all. He just
just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And wasn't really.
Admittedly, he wasn't integral to the plot that we were reading.
Right.
It was just in there. It's like, well, if
I mean, it could be that he knew what was going on with the family, with the thieving and whatnot, and decided, he's not going to be a part of that.
Right.
So, and since the book is based around thieving,
Right.
he wouldn't be there.
True.
So maybe if they were just having a picnic and not talking about stealing shit,
He
he'll
would
be
have.
there.
Yeah. Could be. Another reason why I liked Granny, Yaya, I believe is what she's nicknamed, is because she is your more traditional, if that's even, I don't know, thief.
Yeah.
It's like, I do it this way with lockpicks, and then the granddaughter is like, no, I got all this computer stuff that I'm going to do, which, like, I just tried to not look too deep into it, because that's not how a lot of that stuff would work.
Yeah.
But and then she smacks the granddaughter in the head. It's just like, shut up.
And the conversation they had about bitcoins. It's like,
Yes.
I don't even know what bitcoins are. It's like, oh.
You should sell your bitcoins, because they're going to steal from this super rich guy who, she's an investment banker. The granddaughter is an investment banker.
Right.
And there's a whole narrative with investment bankers being horrible people.
Right.
And the worst of all thieves. So there's an account with this super rich guy who apparently has ties with this Russian guy who killed the grandfather.
Right.
So that's the shtick. And she told him that he should sell bitcoins for water futures. Which is ridiculous. I
actually don't know what water futures are. What is that?
It's stock related stuff, commodities, and it's my understanding futures are what
Is it?
It's what it's expected to be.
Okay, so she convinced him
Price-wise?
to bet on water being a commodity because people are terrible.
I guess.
And yeah, so he's going to be a terrible person because other people are terrible, and that will make him rich.
Yeah,
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. And that, I mean, all the boardroom people at the investment bankers, and then the Russian guy and this other guy, they're all horrible people, really, because the investment bankers are super rapey. They're rapey.
Yeah, they're fucking gross.
Ugh. It's like, ooh, let me put my hand on your leg. Like, let's mix business with pleasure. Ugh, get the fuck out of here.
And yeah, I guess the president of the firm literally pimps her out.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
Go to his house for this quote unquote meeting.
Right.
You're gross, dude.
Yeah.
And what's I appreciate that it was put in the book, because that shit definitely happened back in the day and still does.
Yeah.
Just they try to be more sneaky about it now.
Right.
It's gross.
There's a lot of gross things that just
Well, and she with further modern life commentary or modern era commentary, she got passed over on the promotion early on in
Making
the book.
Partner.
Yeah. And she was shown as busting her ass, put it in extra hours.
Yeah, 70 hours a week.
Yeah, and she even said she has to work double what you have to work to her boyfriend, her
Right.
white boyfriend, just to make a name, and then she got passed over. So yeah, there's a lot of social commentary in this book
Right.
about LGBTQ stuff,
Yep.
race stuff, gender stuff. There was a joke in there too, because the pseudonym of the bad guy that they're stealing from was Dirk Johnson. And one of the characters said, "Oh, it's so close to Dick Johnson." And that's a joke I would make, because then it's Dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, Dicks are adorable animals. That's where my head went when I saw that whole thing happen in the comic. I was like, oh.
Okay, so one thing that kind of bothered me about the book was kind of how it all wrapped up. It was a little too neat.
Oh, absolutely. It was.
It's a little too convenient.
Yeah.
Where, like, you know, the detective that was investigating the family, I mean, it all makes sense that she would tail them to Rich Man's house.
Right.
And being experienced thief, Grandma knows when they're being tailed. So yeah, she, you know, noticed that they were being tailed. Went out and talked to the detective, and you know, said granddaughter's been kidnapped. And it all makes sense. It's just too convenient.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, if TKO, like you had mentioned, is typically
6 issues.
6 issues.
Yeah. It has to wrap.
Yeah, they have to wrap it up. So
yeah.
it was convenient, and there's a lot. Like I said, it was a fast moving book.
Yeah.
So we didn't get a lot of connecting of the dots in detail.
Right.
Like we went A to C in a lot of situations.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it does feel a little rushed, but
it's cohesive.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
fine.
can fill in the gaps just
Right.
fine.
Right.
It's just they don't have the time to go into that detail.
Right.
I
Right.
guess. She also wrote Roxane Gay wrote that Black Panther wore
World of
Wakanda.
Yeah.
I would like to read that
Yeah.
at some point too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this well enough. I'll read more of what she's writing.
Right.
So,
and that's just one volume so far.
I think it's just 6 issues.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, little side spin-off story.
Sounds good.
For the album, it's Black Death by Black Death.
Mm-hmm.
It was released in 1984 out on Auburn Records. They're a band out of Cleveland, and they're one of the earlier all-black heavy metal bands.
Yes. And that shit fucking ruled.
It did rule.
It's like I listening to it, like what grabbed me the most was the vocalist, his range.
Yes.
Holy shit! Like he does Halford, he
Yep.
does King Diamond,
Yep.
he does Lemmy,
Yep.
he does it all.
He does.
It is amazing.
That's what I was going to bring up. I'm glad you mentioned that. It feels like it could be a Judas Priest album. It doesn't sound like it
Right.
necessarily, but like the earlier Judas Priest albums
Yeah.
have the same feel as this album.
Yeah, it's like the way I would describe it is like early Judas Priest meets some Motorhead and like a little sprinkle of Merciful Fate.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I had seen that, I want to say twice, under Black Death Resurrection, which I think was 2 of the original members and then some other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Once in Chicago, and that was great. And I think the other was in Cleveland. And I'd never heard of them before, but it was really good because his vocal range and stage presence matches what you hear on the album that is what, 40-ish years old now?
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard to do.
And he's old. He's just an old, and he has a wonderful hat that he likes to wear on stage, at least when I saw him those times. It reminded me a little bit of like maybe a Crocodile Dundee hat.
Oh yeah?
I liked it. I liked his hat. And I like their early promo pictures. I'm sure you've seen them circled around in the past.
Yeah.
I'll post it on the social medias too. They're fucking great.
Yeah, they're fun. It's heavy metal.
Yep, sure is. Did you have any particular song you liked?
Um,
More than others, I guess.
the title track, the self-titled track.
Yes.
It's 9 minutes long, and it doesn't feel like it's 9 minutes long.
Nope.
It's really fucking well done.
I was gonna say that also.
Yeah.
Also because I'm just a fan of the triple names.
Yeah.
I just am. So Black Death by Black Death on Black Death. Perfect. I love it.
The track after that, Here Comes the Wrecking Crew.
Yes.
That was a great intro. That intro fucking ruled. It made me so excited. And like I could I've never seen the band live, but I could just imagine them playing that little intro right before they play. It's like, yeah, that's the perfect way to like start a show.
I can't remember if they did that or not now.
Well, they should have.
I'm just gonna say they did.
Yeah. Good. Good.
I liked I think it was Evil Has No Fear or Fear No Evil or something. That one specifically reminded me of some Sad Wings Judas Priest.
Yeah.
The way he was doing the vocal deliveries. Killer album.
It's there's definitely a lot to like. And this is the first time I've heard the band, and it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. It's got to be some rights issues of why they're under Black Death Resurrection now.
I took a look on Metal Archives, and apparently the bassist also started a reunion. So there's like some sort of conflict between the bassist and the guitarist.
Gotcha.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I know that one of the guitarists of original members passed away a couple years ago too. So it wasn't that guy, right?
No.
I think he was in the band when I saw him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I don't know what exactly, because Metal Archives, all they said was the bassist started a reunion thing, and one of the guitarists, Sticky Spacek. Yeah, I think I'm saying it right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he also started one, and the one he started was Black Death Resurrection.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good album.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yep.
And it's worth checking out.
Yep.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Fuck Trump.
Yep. Fuck Trump. And stop killing black people, cops.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah. Just don't be a dick.
Yep.
Dingus and Dongus
Debacle.